Hello, guys. Welcome to Smart, Intellectual, Knowledgeable African. I'm Philippe Sika, and you're listening to the intro episode. This episode obviously is meant to present you the podcast, so I won't be discussing, any topic. I just want you to get an understanding, of what S.I.K.A Talks, or at least this new version of S.I.K.A Talks, is about. The show is created to discuss and analyze, the most pressing development, economic, and political issues in Africa. And why is that important? First, because it's important because we have to provide an African narrative, to African issues. It's very important to be able to tell our stories, to tell our opinion, without any external party, coming and trying to retranslate or retranscribe, what we want to say. We should be able to speak, about African issues from an African perspective with our African reality. The second reason why it's very important is because the show also shows you that you should not need to become a senior citizen before trying or before thinking of contributing to the development conversation of Africa. So, what makes the podcast a great podcast? This new version, offers you many benefits. One is actually based on the fact that it offers you a variety of perspectives and angles to understand a particular topic and to, very importantly, make your own opinions. Another reason why it's a great show is because it promotes economic Pan-Africanism instead of political Pan-Africanisms. And I can actually see your face, from here, trying to understand, whether there's a difference or distinction between these two concepts. Well, throughout the many episodes, you'll have a progressive understanding of the nuances between the two concepts. And lastly, the show is great because this new version will discuss entrepreneurship and focus on a set of practices or actions that might prove detrimental for your business. And I'm going to be, talking about these aspects in what I called what didn't work. So what didn't work is a subset of S.I.K.A Talks that I will actually release an intro episode to tell you more about, that subset. So to conclude, if you are young, and whether in age or in your spirit, which is actually even better, if you are passionate of politics, social and development topics, if you are African, or if you are a supporter of economic development for emerging markets, this podcast, S.I.K.A Talks, is definitely for you. So I hope you'll enjoy some or all of the coming episodes. In this new version, you are going to have episodes in both English and French. And the reason is pretty simple. We want to have a very inclusive channel where we are going to also accommodate for the African part of the continent, that speaks French, and the other part that is also speaking English. And, generally speaking, to make the podcast, available for the international community as a whole. So thank you for your understanding. Thank you also for listening this episode, this intro episode, and welcome to the show. Welcome to S.I.K.A Talks, where strong reality meets powerful perspectives.